This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. And I appreciate you guys. Sorry for keeping you guys for a few hours without a video, but there's not much going on, and I just need to chill for a little bit. But I'm back. So let's get right into the first thing. Let's talk about this right here. LL Cool J says, well, this is what he allegedly said to Fat Joe. He said he'll only do verses with Jay-Z or Drake. I don't know if that's the best matchup. We all know LL's a legend. He's got music for days. But they're different eras of music. I don't know how well... And this is no disrespect to LL Cool J, because I totally respect his music. But around the time... He was still rapping a lot, but like he was known for like... Ladies love Cool J in the late 90s. Like, he was a ladies' man at that point. It wasn't rapping LL Cool J. He was still rapping, okay? But he was known as Ladies Cool J. You know, the ladies loved LL Cool J, especially around then. You know, so he was more on his ladies' man thing. It was working for him, selling a lot of records. Jay-Z was on his street stuff. Drake... different time, different vibe. It wouldn't match. You couldn't go like song for song on that. Like LL's got a better matchup, man. I don't know who it would be. It has to be someone really top tier, and that's what's hard because LL Cool J is pretty versatile with his music around that time. He had a lot of different kind of vibes. LL's like a unique artist. I can't even pair him with anybody because he's just so unique. You could pair him with almost everybody with certain vibes of his. You know, it's that's a hard one right there. You know, but I couldn't see him going up against Jay-Z. Jay-Z would have to go with like, I guess Wayne or something like that because like they kind of overlap a little bit more. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. You know, you probably want Jay-Z and Drake just for the competition, period. Who did LL have the most problems with that he could compete with? That's what it would want. You know, like you'd want to see that two people reuniting. That's what makes Verzuz fun. When it's just two people just, you know, kumbaya, and not even the kumbaya, just like, you know, patting each other on the back. It's not as interesting to me, you know? You got to have a little bit of friction. That's what makes it interesting. Lamar Odom, he goes on Wendy Williams and talks about he's playing the victim again. Okay, let's be honest. Lamar Odom, amazing basketball player. We know he's a good guy, but he gets himself in a little bit of trouble. Went out with the Kardashian, Khloe. You know, he was married to Khloe. Had troubles there. Had troubles afterwards. Got with this other girl. She's allegedly holding his social medias from him. And now he's saying, yeah, I cheated on her, but like she would always say certain things that made me give her the side eye. Like she said she had slept with Tristan, allegedly. Dude, you were cheating on her anyways, man. Like, who cares? It wasn't a match made in heaven. You can't, it's hard to be with a girl or a girl be with you and you guys are cheating on each other. It's just not, it's betrayal. You know, it just doesn't work in the end. We've all been in those relationships. It never works in the long term. Because once you betray somebody like that, you're betraying their trust. It hurts deep. It's emotional. I don't know. That's a whole different topic. Anyways, that was a lame story that he told anyways. Prodigy told a great story in his book. I forgot about this. The day he was in LA and they pressed Game. Now, this can happen to anybody. I'm not saying Game didn't have juice in LA. He had a lot of juice in LA. But anybody can get caught slipping in the wrong place. G-Unit guys happened to be in LA. Prodigy was there. 40 Glock pulled up in one of sHook's guys. Game was in the same hotel, I guess. And they like surrounded his Bentley or something. And sHook pulled up and everybody. and they had Game in a they were pressing Game. Obviously, he would be shook because he's got caught slipping. Most rappers can get caught slipping. I don't care how tough they are. All you got to be is in the wrong place at the wrong time and get caught slipping, and it's it's messy, you know. So that was about to be a messy situation, but the hotel security had called the police, and you know, Game was able to scoot off. sHook scooted off, and nothing happened. But I forgot about that story, man. And you know, Game had a lot of beef at that time. He had 50. The whole 50 thing was just, it was ugly, because Game had a lot of people on his side. 50 had his rappers and everybody on his side, and it was messy, tense. But Game was able to prevail. He had his coast riding with him, and he prevailed. And that was the amazing thing, that he was able to prevail and survive. But he's a good artist, man. I like the Game's music. He's a wish-washy type of personality, but 50 doesn't have the most amazing personality either. But 50 did save his career. Okay, that's why I never liked the G U Not DVD, because it was all lies. You know, the police that were following him supposedly were probably. Always when I saw that DVD, I was like, he probably hired off-duty cops to protect him. He's in New York, you know? That's what I always thought, you know? Like, maybe he had a couple cops watching him, but he had security, too. He had a bunch of guys with him, and then he kept, like, talking bad about the 50 thing, but everybody knew at that point that he was about to get dropped from Interscope prior to that, and as a favor to Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, he put him under the G Unit label, and you know, they got his first album going. Not saying that Game, like, it's hard. It was harder to get in the game at that time. It was harder to get in music. That cosign, it was out of left field, but that worked in the Game's favor, because, you know, just listening to him on mixtapes and everything, you're like, who is this guy out of the West Coast, man? It was like perfect timing, perfect. And he had the perfect voice, and it worked, you know? I just didn't like how he so quickly went against the whole G Unit thing, when together they could have probably gone a lot farther. It's never good when a crew starts to fall apart like that, but also I think 50 started expanding too much after that. And, you know, he got Olivia. Olivia made no sense. Olivia was the thing that really made no sense. Hot Rod, even though Hot Rod's a good dude, I did a few videos with him. He's a really good person, but it didn't make sense at the time. 50 Cent signing Mobb Deep, I thought was official, just because it just matched the vibe. You know, MOP didn't make so much sense. Even though they matched the vibe, MOP's always been like the underground kings, legends. Mobb Deep, they were already dealing with the same producers, lawyer. Everything was already intertwined. It already made sense. You know, they had already done records prior. You know, it was just a vibe. You know, and it was almost like 50 Cent just saying like, "Yo, I love Mobb Deep. I want them down with me. I'll support whatever they do." Then, you know, Young Buck thing happened and everything. The whole crew just fell apart. You know, I guess it was inevitable that it was going to happen. You know, same thing happened with Dipset. The whole crew fell apart at one point. And, you know, egos, man. It's mostly just egos getting involved and people not agreeing with certain paths. You know, it happens. You know, people get money, they get a career, they get power, and that always messes up a crew, you know. You even saw Griselda almost going through it recently, but they were to patch it up. You can't have turmoil on your crew because it's not the same anymore. Anyways, that's my rant for tonight. I appreciate you guys for listening. I know there's not a lot of news, not a lot of solid news, but I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys have an amazing day today. I'll have more inspiration for you guys later. Tonight, I just need to go to sleep, man. It's almost 4 a.m. I need to go to sleep. I have a horrible sleep schedule right now. So I got to try to get up early and correct that tomorrow. But again, I appreciate you guys, and stay focused, stay believing in yourself. And even if you don't feel like working today, work, because consistency always prevails. At least read a book or something. Do something positive, because you can't just sit around and just sulk. That doesn't solve anything. I appreciate you guys, and if you are going through a hard time, just know that you will power through it. Keep doing the regimen. It's weird how you just slowly work your way out of bad spaces, but we've all been there. And it feels like there's no hope for the future. There is. You just gotta stay working at something. Even if that thing leads to nowhere, it does something. I don't know what it is. I mean, there was a period where I didn't know what I was going to do next because I was kind of done with music videos. And I started doing commercials, and I was like, how long am I going to do commercials? Like, that was just like, getting me through the time. And then I found, this, and I started another business on the side. I figured to let the music thing go, but still have this kind of stuff. But let the music videos go, because it wasn't the same. And sometimes you have to let go of things to grow as a person. And I grew. And it fell into place. But you gotta let go sometimes. Like things serve their purpose at certain times. I went from commercials in the beginning of my career to DVDs to websites to music videos to commercials to this, and now I don't really talk about the other businesses I have because that's more personal, and I have employees with me. But I run just a little business with clients and stuff, and it works. You have to have a couple streams of income. That's for sure. You have to have a couple streams of income nowadays. And you can make it so you don't really have to do too much work to have the streams of income. It's hard to set up a stream of income sometimes. And I could talk more about that on that other channel that I'm setting up. But and that's still coming. Don't worry about that. But it's kind of hard to set up a side stream of income sometimes. Like, it takes a lot of work. But once it starts working, it kind of becomes a pattern, and it takes care of itself. And every part of your income matters, Anyways, I appreciate you guys. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.